Neil, do you and your wife, with your children, are you scientific with the facts, or do you go with myths like the tooth fairy?
No, my wife has a PhD in mathematical physics.
Right.
So the experimentation we did on our kids.
And the night took a real turn. It was going great.
No, I'll give an example. When their teeth start coming out, right? What do you do? So we're not going to lie to them, all right? Because the universe is amazing enough to have to invent stuff just to keep kids entertained. So what we said was, we heard that if you put your tooth under the pillow, a tooth fairy comes. We're not sure. We just heard. They put the tooth on the pillow. We swapped it out, right? And they said, look, Mommy, Daddy, the tooth fairy came. We said, how do you know it was the tooth fairy? And then she thought about it. There's my daughter. She said, oh, no, I don't know. I just know that there's money here. So she started setting up booby traps for the tooth, like crinkly aluminum foil on the ground so she would wake up. Walked in. She had one of these dream catchers, hoping she could catch the fairy in the dream catcher, but it didn't work. At school, she got together with her friends and said, we think it might be our parents who are doing this. If it is, whoever's tooth comes out at school, don't tell your parents. Put that tooth under the pillow and see what happens the next day. And it stayed a tooth. So they performed the experiment to demonstrate that the parents are the tooth fairy. And I'm thinking, this is how adults should behave, okay? So, to distinguish fantasy from reality. And don't tell me that, oh, they need the tooth fairies for childhood. They play with dolls. And is a girl thinking that the Barbie is real? This plastic? No, it's something they play with and imagine with. But you're not lying to them. You're not saying this is actually real. No, they can use their imagination for things where imagination belongs, but not some hoax perpetrated by adults on children.
Wow, that was a much deeper question than answer to the question.
Kyrie Irving. I don't know. Did you see it?
No.
You saw this, right?
Don't get me started.
I gotta know.
Okay, well, I'll let you finish your question. Go.
Kyrie Irving says that he, even though has been told the world is round, believes it to be flat. What is your thought process on this?
So, okay, let me be blunt, okay? We live in a free country. So you ought to be able to think and say whatever you want. If he wants to think Earth is flat, go right ahead. As long as he continues to play basketball and not become head of any space agency.
That's a great point.
So, but my point is, if you have certain limitations of understanding of the natural world, stay away from jobs that require that, okay? The understanding. That's all. That's all I'm saying. And we'll try to convince them along the way, because I think it's better when we have an educated electorate rather than a scientifically illiterate electorate. Just better all around, but it's a free country. And I will, and we can say and think it, and plus he's college educated, right? Last I checked.
He is, yeah.
Right. So yeah, as long as he stays a basketball player and stays away from NASA, we're fine. Or what we do is take everybody who thinks Earth is flat and launch them into space.
There you go.
And then wonder whether we got budget to bring them back, right? Send them around Earth a few times, and then only when the last of them agrees do we then agree to bring them back. Demonstrate that the parents are the tooth fairy. And I'm thinking, this is how adults should behave, okay? So, to distinguish fantasy from reality. I'm trying to eat my dinner. I got your distress call. Is everything okay?
No, Neil, everything is not okay. This BS about the Earth being flat is getting out of control. Can you please help us?
All right, hold my sandwich.
Oh, sure. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Here, you take that. Here. You ain't. Oh my God. Okay. Oh.
All right, listen, B.O.B., once and for all. The Earth looks flat because, one, you're not far enough away at your size. Two, your size isn't large enough relative to Earth to notice any curvature at all. It's a fundamental fact of calculus and non-Euclidean geometry. Small sections of large curved surfaces will always look flat to little creatures that crawl upon it. But this whole thing, it's just a symptom of a larger problem. There's a growing anti-intellectual strain in this country that it may be the beginning of the end of our informed democracy. Of course, in a free society, you can and should think whatever you want. If you want to think the world is flat, go right ahead. But if you think the world is flat and you have influence over others, as would successful rappers or even presidential candidates, then being wrong becomes being harmful to the health, the wealth, and the security of our citizenry. Discovery and exploration got us out of the caves, and each generation benefits from what previous generations have learned. Isaac Newton, my man, said, if I have seen farther than others, it's by standing on the shoulders of giants. I get an amen. Woo! So that's right, B.O.B. When you stand on the shoulders of those who came before, you might just see far enough to realize the Earth isn't flat. And by the way, this is called gravity.
What is gravity?
You have no idea. Okay, next question.
What is gravity?
You have no idea. Okay, next question.
What is gravity?
You have no idea. Okay, next question.
Wow.
No, here's the difference. We can describe gravity. We can say what it does to other things. We can measure it, predict with it. But when you start asking, like, what it is,
So did I accidentally ask a deeper question than I meant to?
Yeah, no, you were meant to ask deep questions in life. So to say, what is it? I think Einstein, in an Einsteinian answer, we would say gravity is the curvature of space and time. And objects will follow the curvature of space-time, and we interpret that as a force of gravity. That's probably the best answer I can give to a what is gravity question, or why is there gravity. That's the best I can do there. I think that's a good start. And I can also say that Einstein noted that matter tells space how to curve, space tells matter how to move.
Say that again.
Isn't that beautiful?
It is. No, I want to get that.
Yeah,
I like that.
so,
That's a t-shirt.
matter and energy will curve the fabric of space.
Okay.
And it's that curvature that tells other matter how to move in the curvature of space itself. And so Einstein juxtaposed those in a poetic phrase where he said, matter tells space how to curve, space tell... Did I get that right? Yes. Matter...
I wouldn't
Matter
know.
tells space how to curve, space tells matter how to move. It's beautiful.
That is beautiful.
It is beautiful.
It sounds like the opening to a dance lesson. And we begin.
So that is
Yes.
your co-host privileges.
Thank you
for a first question.
so much.
That warmed up the
It
crowd.
did.